Good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing tonight on this awesome Wednesday night, July the 12th? We are going to talk about frequently asked questions, a bunch of questions that I get asked, and any questions that you may have also. So I'd rather have your questions than my questions, but I have a list of about 50 questions that if you don't ask questions, I will be answering the questions over on my side. And so that is what we will be doing and how I will be helping you grow your business so that you can have time freedom, so you can have financial freedom, so that way you can keep growing your business. And so with that, this week's book of the week. Can't believe half of July is over. I know it is. Time is flying. The book of the week that I'm going to hit on this week is because I've been reading it myself and I've been really enjoying it, and I think it can help you out a lot in your business and in your thinking and in your mindset. And it is Think and Grow Rich. And yes, I am reading this book. I'm not very far along, but I am reading this book. It will be my second book to read all the way through of another whatever. But this book here is a great book to read. I highly recommend you to read this book. I know people read this 2-3 times a year so that way they can think and grow rich. And it has lots of awesome stories in it, and it also has lots of awesome stuff in it. So with that said, I have had a busy week. I have kept to my 75 hard. Today will be day 22 of 75 hard. If you don't know what 75 hard is, it's a mental and physical challenge. You have to do two 45-minute exercises every day. They don't care what it is. So today I did a walk and I did 45 minutes at the pool. And so one thing that I did at the pool today that I haven't done in a long, wasn't able to do it when I first started this, is I would go down to the end of the pool and I would do pull-ups at the pool. And then the pool, when I first started this, I could barely do 10 pull-ups. And today I did 420 pull-ups. So that was a pretty awesome thing that I was able to do. And that is awesome. What's up, Mr. Rick or Richard? I have your site being worked on right now. I don't know if she's got it up or not. I don't think it is. I know you haven't done your domain, but I did do a domain that will be easy for you to get out also. So that is where I'm at. So I'm at day 21. You have to read 10 pages of a book. So you have to do two 45-minute exercises, 10 pages of a book. You have to be on some type of diet. They don't care, but you just can't. You're not allowed to cheat. No cheat days, and no alcohol. And I don't know. It's a lot, but I'm on day 22. I'm actually doing it. It's pretty cool. I'm down to 253 pounds. I'm only 3 pounds away from where my big goal was, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to hit my goal, which is awesome. Originally, I was going to do 275, and somebody's like, "You can do 250," and I'm like, "You're right." So I decided to do 250, and that is how I have gotten down. I feel way better. I was having back problems. I was having blood pressure problems. I was having all kind of issues, and now I feel way better. So, with that, let's get this show on the road. What's up? Hey, Teak. What's up, everyone? Dream Team Exterior having a solid week. Locked in 2 hotels, 1 apartment complex, and over $8,000 in residential for the rest of the month. That's some high fives right there. That is awesome. We got Teak in the house. Going to be our first $50,000 month, and that's from the Dream Team Exterior Solutions. That is definitely a high five celebration because the next is $100,000 month, right? Next, I mean, if you're at $50,000 month, let's get to the $100,000 months. And that is awesome. We got peace and blessings all. How are you doing, Mr. Joey Hodge? Another good week for, so far, big guy. That is awesome. Mr. Bubble says, let's get after it. Congratulations on Captain, brother. Yeah, if you didn't know, that's some things that I've been working on here recently. I haven't talked much about it. So I've been on Boone County Water Rescue. It is a all volunteer organization. I've been on it for almost not 20 years, 19 years, and I put in for captain. Our captain retired, and so I put in for captain, and I was awarded captain this past week, and it was a process. It was a very strenuous process. We had to do a interview, we had to do a presentation, and then we had to do a 2-year plan. And so it was a lot, but it was, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot. Solar cleaning pricing, and this is back to, getting uncomfortable, right? Doing uncomfortable things. And so it is what it is. I'm willing to learn, and I want to learn, and I want to grow. And that's what we have to do in our business. So it doesn't matter if we do whatever, we have to do it also in our business too. We got to get in the uncomfortable zone. The uncomfortable zone is not a good zone to feel like, because we don't know what we're doing. But when we're in that uncomfortable zone, that is when we're going to grow. That's when we're going to learn. That's when we're going to be able to take action and make things happen. Solar cleaning pricing, is deionized water an absolute? I would assume it is. I would not know for sure 100% because I haven't done a whole lot of it, but I would say yes. Hey, Flacco Skinny. I've been in the slumps, Jason. I'm one of Sean Hodge's victims. Oh, no. I'm taking it that you haven't gotten your money back. I did know one guy get his money back, and it was 10 grand. He thought it was gone, and he did get his 10 grand back, which is good. So I pray you can get your money back too. Yes, action, you have to use DNI. It would be like doing a house wash without SH. Handwritten letters to all 45 previous customers sent. Goal is 150 this year. Let's go. I'm listening to the book in Audible, the same book. It's a great book. At all at once. No, I did not do that 400 and once. I did 150 set, and then I swam a couple laps, came back, did 125. I don't know. I did a couple as I went. I did do it. Richard here was one of my people in my class this weekend, and he learned lots, and I gave him a lot of crap this weekend, but that's all right. We should go a GoFundMe for Sean Hodge's victim. I am game to announce that. Yeah, no kidding. There's a lot of people got screwed out of that didn't have it in the first place. You came this far. Yep. If we set that up, I can mention it on my channel. Congratulations, and worked really hard last weekend. I know this for a fact. Hey, Teak, how did you get in touch with those hotels? Walk-ins or Google? That's the goal. $100,000 goal. Who else wants to do a $100,000 goal? Anybody else got a $100,000 goal? And if you don't, you should, right? Because if you only got a $10,000 goal, you need to 10x it. How do we get to a $100,000 goal? What do we need to do? What equipment do we need? What personnel do we need? What customers do we need? We need to start figuring that out. Because if we're only shooting for 10,000, it's going to be hard then. I'm good to be here with all of you guys. Congratulations. Nathan, wasn't me saying that. Oh. Been staying busy, no days off. All right. Yeah, here's one, Powerhouse Pro Wash. Power Wash, he was a Sean Hodge victim, but he did get his money back. So that was one that he did get his money back, which is good. Thanks for the motivation and all the information. Learning a lot from your videos, old and new. Quick question. What's an average for wood deck cleaning and brightening? So this is a great question that I know some people will do this cheap. I hate doing decks. Decks is one of those things that you looks like it's not very big, but it will take you longer to do the deck than the whole house. And so, and then you get dirty, and it just one of those things. You got to make sure all of their stuff is off of the deck. And so, this is one of those things that we need to make sure that we're charging enough. And so, I would say we're probably anywhere from about $1.25 to $1.75 a square foot to clean and just to clean a deck. And then if I was going to do brightener, I would add that as an upsell, right? I'm not just going to give it away. I'm going to add that as an upsell. So if you want me to brighten it to make the wood look brand new and stay brand new, that's going to be X cents more. So that way, you know, if you want me to just clean it, it's $1.25. If you want me to clean it and brighten it, it's going to be $1.50. So that way, you're going to get an extra 25 cents. It's not going to take you that much longer, but we're making it worth our time in that. And I know a lot of times we don't think the decks are worth that much. Of, you know, a 400 square foot deck and we charge $1.25. You know, that's almost $500. It is worth it, man. You will learn that decks are not fun at the end of the day. So it is important that we charge enough for decks, because decks are one of those things that we think that we can do them in a lot less time, and they are very time consuming. And we just have to sit there and you just go back and forth. They're kind of boring, and they are kind of neat to see that the cleanliness, right, of cleaning it. But it is one of those things that I would highly recommend. You know, I used to say $1 to $1.50, but I'm raising my prices, and you all should raise your prices, right? $1.25 to $2 a square foot is where I would be at. What's the company you use to get everything to do roofs? What's the company you use to get everything to do roofs? I don't know what you mean by that. Jason, if you can send me the guy's info that got his money back, I would greatly appreciate it. I don't know how he got it back, but it is Power Pro Wash. He is one of the guys on here. His name's Dan Moran. Dan Moran, I believe it is. Muran. You can go check him out on Facebook, on the old Facebook. I showed you his profile. He does have a YouTube channel with some videos that you can probably go find his phone number there. And so that's how you can get his phone number. But I believe it was through the credit card is how he ended up getting his money back. So that's kind of where he is. 225 goal. 100 is going to be out of reach this year. Next year, I have to cross it. Yep. Did 2 things Jason teaches, and wow, did it work? Imagine that. You do what I tell you, and it works. Imagine I tell you something that works. I got a thumbs down. So go somewhere else and watch somebody else's videos, and not learn how to do stuff. Did 2 things today Jason teaches, and wow, it worked. Did a retargeting email and booked an apartment complex for a residential customer. My previous best job was $1,600. Thank you. Yeah, if you're not retouching those people, you need to, anybody that you've ever gotten their information, we get their information not just to put it in a CRM and look pretty, right? We don't just do this to look pretty in this CRM. And so this is why we put this information in a CRM. This is the number one reason why we have a CRM. It's not to do our money and know how much money's coming in and all of this stuff, because we can use QuickBooks to do that. The number one reason for a CRM is so that we have their information and we can recontact them back over and over and over and over, right? It's so we can keep emailing them, we can keep texting them, we can keep in contact and building that relationship. When we build that relationship, you will see that you will get to know, like, and trust, and people will buy from you. And so that's why it is so important that we make sure that you go and you get this information and put it into your CRM. If you don't know what a CRM is, it's a customer relationship management. Yes, it will show us how you can use it with different things, But this is one of those things that you have to think about when we're doing this. Otherwise, what happens is we're like, you know what, this is what it is, and that's not what, we put all our information in there. We can send invoices and quotes out and stuff like that. And yeah, it works good for that. But the biggest reason why we want the Cut CRM is so that we can keep emailing them, we can keep texting them, we can keep in contact with them, we can call them. And this is the importance of why we got to follow up. Following up, whether they told us no, or following up, whether they told us yes, and it's a year later, 6 months later, hey, we're offering if you're slow right now, here's the deal. If you're slow right now, start going through your CRM and start calling people, and promise you it will work. You can ask them, hey, I just calling, we got a summer sale right now. We'll take 10% off. I don't care if you give a discount or not at this point if you can't get work. It's just seeing if you need anything. No? Hey, do you know anybody that would maybe need my services? What? We can ask for referrals too at that point? Absolutely. Guess what? Referrals can be your best friend. And so even if that apartment complex tells you no, hey, do you have any other apartment complexes, or are you involved with any other apartment complexes that we can get in touch with that they might need our services? What? We can ask for referrals even in commercial? Yes, we can. We can ask for it. And you know what? You know why you don't have business a lot of times? Because you're not asking for that business. You're not asking for, hey, do you have any business for me? Or, hey, does your friend have any business for me? And so I know it sucks, and I know it's scary of calling people and asking people and kind of begging for it, but that's what the purpose of it is, right? It's not, you have not because you ask not. You have to ask to get business. That's how this works and how we can keep getting more business. If we can find our clientele, have you asked their friends? Do you have any referrals? So this is an important part of why we need to do this and why you can make more money to have financial freedom. So I hate debts. Me too. I filed a police report and filed a dispute at my bank. So that's how he got his money back. What part of MA are you in? How should you go about pricing fleet washing vehicles, box truck, buses, heavy equipment? This is a great question that I have no business answering this question. So I don't know fleet washing. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to lie. A lot of this stuff goes pretty cheap, like $18, $20 a piece. Some might get 50, some get 100, but some of it is pretty doggone cheap. So that's the only thing I know about that. Holiday lighting. If a repeat customer moves to a new house, do you price it as the new install? Yeah. Or give them a break for being loyal? I mean, I might give them a break for being a little bit, but the house is going to be bigger. The house is going to have, more design, more whatever. I mean, unless it gets smaller, I would probably be pricing it the same at the end of the day. Dream Team, what did you do to get those hotels? Walk in, made connections. This is a good question too here. How do we get commercial work? Consistency is key. Consistency, right? Are we doing LinkedIn? Which I've done a whole bunch of stuff on LinkedIn. Am I building a network with people? Am I walking in and learning out who do I need to talk to? Who is that person? Who owns those hotels? Who does the property management of those hotels? How many other people do they do, right? A lot of these property management companies, they do thousands of them. So if we can get in one, we can get into a bunch. So it's building those relationships and networking, and that is the most important way of how we get commercial work, and consistency. So I talked about Benjamin Gregory. I've talked about Benjamin Gregory a lot. He's flying into Texas. He's flying all over the country doing these stuff, right? He is doing big jobs. And guess what? You know how it started? He was doing LinkedIn 3 days a week, building his network, just building. and asking people to respond to them and building and over and over and over. And after about a 2 or 3 year period, he's doing over $1 million in mostly commercial and traveling the country and washing this stuff. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. It's not something that's just going to poof the magic dragon and it's going to happen. It takes consistency. You got to be relentless. You got to be prolific at this, and you just got to keep doing it over and knocking and liking and commenting on Facebook or on LinkedIn, and that's how you get commercial work. Hate decks, but they show your true skills. Yeah. What size ladder would I need for gutter cleaning and Christmas lights? This is a great question. So I like the 28-foot ladder. Sometimes a 32-foot ladder is best because it does give you a little bit more. Sometimes it depends on where your houses are. So like most houses, a 28-foot did fine with me. There was some that I had to pull out the 32, and then there's some you got to pull the 40 out. But that's kind of where I would be at for the ladders. Okay, you like 2 hours away from me. Rick, you're the man. Oh, Ricky. Ricky. He's the old guy that in our class. Jason, I'm talking about all the equipment you need to do roofs. Oh, what all equipment do you need to do roofs? So you need to go, if you want to, I don't know if I can find it easily here. I actually have a blog of the 5. I actually got a video too, but I think I got a blog somewhere of the roof cleaning. It's a $500 setup. Let's see if I can find it here. I don't know if I will be able to, but I'm going to try to. And so it is how you can build your own soft wash for $500 in less than an hour. So this kind of talks about it. I will send you this link here, or I'll post this link here. I think it will go to everywhere. Paste. Enter. Let's see if that goes out. Yep, it went out to YouTube. So that's the that is a $500 cheap system. It just gets it done, and so that is where what I just put that in the comments. So that's what you need. You can go gas pump. You can go air pump. You can go all that way. But this is a way that you can start doing roofs. You know, I got a funny story about this here. So we got a guy in my membership, and he comes a lot on my podcast. He comes almost every Monday and Sunday nights and stuff. His name's Walter Wagner, and he's out of New York. He's on Long Island, New York. Last year, he made $160,000 with a 2.7 pressure washer and a pump-up sprayer. Literally a pump-up sprayer. He did all his roofs with a pump-up sprayer. So this year, he upgraded his equipment and got him a Harbor Freight 4-gallon-a-minute pressure washer and a pump-up sprayer. He has already done over $100,000 this year. Now, what are you saying, Jason? That I don't need all this equipment? I'm just saying you can make $100,000 with a 4-gallon-a-minute pressure washer. You downstream through that and a pump-up sprayer. His average ticket is over $1,000. He focuses on networking and marketing and building his company versus focusing on equipment. He has hose reels that he don't use because he hasn't had time because he's too busy keep pressure washing. So he throws all his pressure washing hoses in the back in garbage cans. So that way they just roll up there easy. So I don't want to hear no excuses of why you can't do this, right? If you have excuses, that's all they are, is excuses. He's over $100,000 this year with a 4-gallon-a-minute pressure washer, a pump-up sprayer, some garden hose, some pressure wash hose, and garbage cans to hold it all in. So don't tell me you can't make money, because if you think you can't make money, then maybe you're doing something wrong. And maybe you need to start thinking about quit worrying about freaking equipment. And I'm not saying this to you, Joey. I'm just saying this as overall. People worry about equipment so much and they don't focus on how do I get more jobs? What do I need to do to get the next job? What do I got to do to get the next job? Right? And so that's why it is important that we do that. We wash decks for $1.25 plus $8 per step. Steps are a pain. They are 100%. Decks are great money. Upsell post, lighting, insect repellent in the stain, pre-screening the screens, all about high value ticket. Tristan, we were referred by the ownership group of the hotel firm. They're doing walkthroughs now at another 5 hotels, so we can clean those too. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that very much, Mr. Michael. Got Tristan in the house. Thank you for the super chat. Ryobi, 3100 psi, 2 gallon a minute, and a DeWalt 4 gallon a minute combo. Or Predator, 3200 psi, 2.8 gallon, and a Predator 4400 4 gallon. Warranty is 100%, 10 houses per month on the side as a full-time landscaper. So I wouldn't buy anything that's under 4 gallon a minute. I wouldn't probably buy that DeWalt either. I would probably go with the Predator, and if you can spend a little bit more money, you can get a better motor than the Predator. But if that's what you got, that's where you are. And so that's that. Those other ones I wouldn't even mess with. The DeWalt, to anything less than a 4, I would not mess with them at all. Mr. Sam, my state has pretty strict yard sign laws. I think you've mentioned hospital, churches, and schools before, and other creative recommendations for yard signs. Yeah, actually, I heard one the other day. It's a pretty good one. He's not allowed to put them in the dirt, so he actually goes to the high end stores on the Saturday and lean them up against the light poles and stuff. Just like there's just a sign here that just showed up here. I don't know whose it is, but here's just a sign. Building relationship is the only difference in business or no business. That is facts. Hey, don't forget, putting info into a CRM is a great way to show clientele lists if you ever decide to sell your business. Eric Becker. Hey, Jason, I hope you're having a great week. I have questions that a 12-volt charger that hooks up to the power washer, what is it called, and how do you have anything special for it? So I have a 12-volt charger. So if you have a pressure washer, that generally speaking, if it turns on with a key, will charge itself up. If it doesn't, you need to get a trickle charger, a trickle battery charger. They're anywhere from about 30 to 50 bucks, and they just hook onto the battery, and you plug them into the wall when you get home. And usually that will work out all day. You can also get a trickle charger that is solar. So you get a solar panel, you can put it in the sun, and that will generally keep it charged also. I'm going to do this morning. Busy. Listen to Jason, but I would get a 4 gallon on Facebook with a Honda motor and pump and put the savings into marketing. Yep, 100%. What is a good CRM? A CRM that you are going to use. So I know there's lots of them. There's free ones out there. Yard Books is a free one. If you don't have no money in the beginning and you just don't have a lot of customers, use Yard Book. At least you can download the list after you get it, and you can move forward from there. There's lots of them though. What's bringing you the most work in? Depends. Who you asking? We have done 76,498 so far this year in business from customer referrals by themselves. You know, I always talk about Mr. Chris, and David is one too. Last year, Chris is number one highest ticket and more money came in off of referrals, off of everything else. So he did over 100,000 last year just from referrals. It wasn't he didn't do the most job with referrals. In fact, it was down like 4 or 5. That was most, but it was the most highest ticket. So referrals work. If you're not asking for referrals, you're leaving money on the table. And so when you see people that are successful that are asking for referrals and have made $76,000 from referrals, guess what? You need to ask for referrals. It's an ask. And it's not just one ask either. It's several asks. My guy services, right? He got these cards here. He's asking for a review and referrals. Guess what? He's sending out text. He's sending out emails. He's sending out different things asking for referrals. You know why he's asking for referrals? Because it works. Their friends have money, and that's why it works. Thanks for the intel. I have a solo business that I love, so pressure washing is just very part-time. Hi, Jason. I got a call to give a quote at a golf club. A golf club. What's your opinion on pricing in a place like that? I don't know what they want. Are they wanting the sidewalks done? So I did one because they get battery acid all over it, and they didn't like my price. But they didn't like my price. I didn't do them. Everything, yard sign, door hangers, Google my business, my website, been dragging in X leads. I did the same thing, and my bank pooped on me. Boycott MPT. Finishing up my website should help me rank. I did 20 houses with the Ryobi over the years, but the pump goes bad too often. That Harbor Freight is the game. What do you think about the Predators? I don't really care for them. The Honda's where it's really at. They will go bad. I would. One thing that's making that pump go bad is that you're probably overheating it. You're letting it run and not pulling the trigger. And if you do that more than about 4 or 5 minutes, you have burnt up the pump. It don't matter what pump it is. It can be a 2-gallon. It can be a 4-gallon. It can be an 8-gallon. If you don't have that bypass going further than just in this little circle that it comes with, you will burn up that pump. And it does take time. How long have you been in business? Don't expect your website to rank overnight. This is a good point. I know someone up here posted that should help me rank. A website does not get you business in the beginning. I will promise you a website will not get you business. If you think you're going to get a website and it's just going to start flooding in and the gates are going to open up, then go to kingofmarketing.io and purchase a website, because it's not going to rank either right away. It takes time. It takes you have to do different things to make it start ranking. So it is definitely something that you have to. It does not rank over time. TCs is 100% correct. This is the long game. Websites are the long game. Hey, Jason, I've been watching you now for 3 years. Started at 18 years old. Well, that's awesome. And thanks to you, I'm hitting those $30,000 months. That's awesome. That means you're 21 now, I'm assuming, and you're doing $30,000 months. That is amazing. I love it. That is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That means you're going to do 200,000 this year, right? And so that is freaking amazing. That's awesome. So that means you didn't go to college probably, and you're making way more than the people that did go to college that are still in college. And when they get out of college, they still ain't going to be making that. So you should be very proud of yourself. You should be very you're going to do very well, man. You're going to do very well in life. And so that is awesome. You're way ahead of a lot of other people. What I would tell you is find some mentors that you can lean on and learn and keep growing and keep moving forward. That is awesome, dude. Don't stop. Don't get comfortable at $30,000 months. Don't do it. Go find somebody like this guy up here. I know he don't, but go find somebody like him that's doing $100,000 months, and That's awesome, dude. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. 28 and 32, keep them both on the truck and keep 40 in the roof. Um, I wish I had a 40 foot. I did a stupid thing to get 3 feet of lights finished. I put my 28 foot in the back of the truck and fully extended it. Uh, Wet windows. When you get on the 40 foot ladder, do you always have someone holding it for stability? I've used 28s all the time solo, never used the 40. No, actually, the 40 is way more stable than the 28 or 32. It's a lot more built bigger, and it's a lot more. Now, it takes 2 men and a boy to get it put up. You got to bring the big stuff. And so, the where I was talking about Walt, Tristan was in that marketing Monday this past Monday, and he got to hear Walter and Chris getting on everybody about not having excuses. Of Walt talking about how he gets these people, and so here's Chris. I talking about Chris. Anyone can make it if you want to, And this is one of those things that Chris was in there too, and we were just shaking our head at Walter of he just keeps going, but he's done over $100,000 by himself, no employees, just him, and he don't even work that hard. So that's the awesome thing about it. Marketing is just tough for me. I don't know why. It's tough for a lot of people due to lack of knowledge. Had a customer call me today for a patio only. Once I walked her through the roof damage due to organic infestation, we left with a $1,300 job. 40, yes, you need a guy on the bottom depending on comfortable level ladders. It works. It does work. And Rick was in there too. I think he was in there. Yeah, he was there. Richard was there. Some of these roofs in North Georgia require a drone. Nah. What causes my downstreamer to feed into the chemical tank? It's a bad injector. Usually that little spring goes bad because bleach eats it out, and then it will eat the ball, and then it just fills up your bleach tank. That's usually what happens. Get you a new downstreamer. Which exact pressure washer do you guys recommend? If you don't have a lot of money, I would try to get to the 5 gallon a minute pressure washer. That you can get the Honda 390 with a 5.5 gallon pressure washer, and you're about $2,000, and that's going to be better than the 4 gallon a minute. You'll clean faster with the 4 gallon or 5 gallon than you will with a 4 gallon a minute. I'm noticing a shift in business. First it was getting business, then handling the business, upgrading equipment. Now it's system times, long overdue. Yep. What's up? I don't know who that is, but what's up? Anyone have info on pricing solar panel cleanings? Mr. Rich, who are the most important people you would talk to before you start a business? For an example, accountant. I wouldn't. I mean, I am. I am one of those that who's the most people. An accountant is good. You can talk to a lawyer, but it's not necessary. Um, some of it is. So if you don't, so you kind of is because if you don't know how to set up your business, so if you don't know if you want to do an LLC or an S corp or whatever you may want to do, that's the reason why you need to talk to an accountant. And then the lawyer is if so that way you make sure you don't get sued, and a lawyer can also help set you up in the right side of the business. Talk about how you wash solar panels for a minute. So I I have not washed a lot of solar panels, but I'll give you some information that I do have. So I have personally not washed solar panels because in 2018 there was not as many solar panels in Kentucky. There were in California, but not in Kentucky. And so, if you are going to do them with solar panels, usually you're going to use a DI tank, kind of like Windows. But even then, if you're going to do like solar farms, so if you're just going to do the little ones, they're not so bad. But they actually make little machines that feeds these things with solar panels. Only reason why I know is because Benjamin was looking at it. I don't know if he's actually done it yet, but he sent me all the information about it. And so these are like, some of these are $1 million, like they're big contracts. If you get into these solar farms, there are huge contracts, and you can travel all over the country and do huge contracts. They actually make machines that have a big arm that go out, and you just drive these things down the thing and it washes them as you go. And so they also make ones that are smaller, that actually go by themselves through the water pressure, and they just go and they roll down, and they actually like clean by that way also. So the big machine's like 100 grand. The small machine, you can get that set up for about $5,000 to $10,000. I do have the dude that he sent me, but I don't. I'd have to go digging through a lot of information to try to find it. But that is one way that you can do those solar farms. And yes, those solar farms, if you're, I know there's not a lot of people that are shooting for them, but there is a lot of solar farms out there that you can make a lot of money off of solar panel cleaning. And so the people that I do know, like down in Florida, that I have quite a bit, a lot of those are using this water fed pole to clean those. And the sell on that is every little bit of dirt that's on them, it like reduces how much efficiency that they are. So that's why it's important that you keep those clean and not let them get dirty. Is Pressure Washing Direct and Power Wash Store good websites to buy from? I wanted to buy a Pressure Wash Pro. Um, Pressure Wash Direct ain't bad. Power Wash Store, if you have one local, I would maybe buy from them. Other than that, I probably wouldn't buy off the website. I would look at Trudy down in their Panhandle Pressure Washing. I would look at Manatee Power Wash. I would look at different places. Depending on where your location is, I may look at local, because then you're not going to be paying shipping. So if you have a local place, you're not going to be paying shipping. And I like buying local because if you have issues, they'll fix it for you. If you buy off the internet and you have problems, you're just stuck with a pressure washer with problems. So that's why I like buying local if you have one. So here in Cincinnati, I don't have one. So I drove to Louisville, which was Russ Johnson, Southside Equipment, and that's who I bought from. They want them welcome center, building wall, sidewalk clean, and the main gate and that roof clean. How do you know how your website is ranking? So you can go to one way that's a free way. You can go to Uber Suggest, and put your email into there. It'll tell you traffic or something like that, and it will start telling you. Also, if you have it set up to your, I can't think what it's called, but there's another way too. I do solar panels, and if I have to get on the roof to clean them, I have a minimum of $600. I don't do it if they 10, 20, 30 panels. The bumper works. I don't know what the bumper is. That 40 is so stiff and heavy as crap. Yes, it is. They are big things. 40-foot ladder is why they invent man lifts. I agree 100%. I can carry a 40 by myself and get it up, or I used to when I was pressure washing. I probably can now, but I bet when I was fatter I couldn't, because I would have been out of shape. XJet or downstreaming for stucco. You can do both. If you do XJet downstreaming, you will have to do it with the either super sucker or something along those lines. Otherwise, it's not going to get strong enough. If you just have a regular downstream, you got to XJet it at that point. I don't care how many panels they have, it's a minimum. I like minimums. I'm about to clean my wood fence. What SH do you all recommend, and how much oxalic acid should I mix into a gallon of water to post-treat it? I usually just do a house wash mix, because if you go stronger than that, you're going to start killing the wood. Super chat, $25 for Mr. Bubbles. Jason, please share this. Here's a link for the GoFundMe for Hodges' victim. Let's help these guys out. Yeah, and the problem is, I don't know. I know there was somebody that had a lot of the information. I don't know who that. I don't remember who that person is, and I don't. That's probably where we need to hit something along those lines. Mr. Chris, you need to become the expert in your field so you can educate the customer. Education marketing will always perform better than product marketing. Huh. I wonder where he read that at. Wonder where he read that at. It's in this book right here. Read it. It will help you out a lot. Read it three. Don't just read this book once either. Read it like 4 times, back to back. Listen to it 4 times. I promise you, it will help you out a lot. If it requires more than a 28-foot Cougar Paws and a Ridge Pro and a pitch hopper, somebody else can have it. The problem of it is when you're putting reefs up, that's where the issue comes into it at. I talk to myself first, then I move on up from there. There's still not a lot of solar panels in Kentucky. You're right. Is there an event I need to attend this year to learn more about marketing? Yeah, it's called this right here. KingofPressureWash.com or KPWTrain.com is what you need to go to. I teach all the marketing stuff that you need to grow your business, and I teach it a lot. I go over everything. You can ask any one of these guys that have been in my class. That this guy here, I can show you a bunch of them. This guy here's been in my class, and actually, if you go to this class in October, you actually get to listen from this guy. And he's teaching on sales, and he will be there also. So make sure you go check out those dates. We charge $15 to $25 per panel, chemical treatment, then do a final rinse with a water-fed pole system. Or you can do 10X boot camp. That's for marketing stuff. Just became a member. Sweet. Just finished my first apartment complex job last week. 8,000, 5 buildings, all vinyl. Sweet. That's awesome. Is pressure washing direct and power washing? Oh, I already hit on that. The C1000 is way better than the J Racing when it comes to pressure power wash solar brushes. Gotcha. Learn everything this guy right here. Jason is the man. Mr. Nathan. If you're not meeting your goals, then ask yourself, what am I doing at this very moment to make it happen? Yep. It is true. Because whose fault is it if you're not meeting your goals? Your fault. Not my fault. Not anybody else's fault. Your fault. I added solar to my list of services and put a page on my website, and it ranked #1 fast. It's not crowded market, at least where I'm at. Yeah, that's the issue. What's the best chemical to remove oxidation without brushing? So I would say, I don't know. Cleanse All BC, I can show you a video that they just make it come right off. And I can show you videos that they hate it life. And they brush their world off. So I don't know if, I know there is a company that says that you don't have to, but I don't know how true that is. Because there's a lot of people say a lot of things. And I don't always believe what I see. Or hear. So I haven't got the feedback from other people of saying, yes, this product works amazing or not. If it's even a little windy, don't stand up on a 40 and extend it. Don't ask me how I know. Yeah, you're a small guy anyway. It'd fall over. What was that book? This book here is called The Ultimate Sales Machine. The Ultimate Sales Machine by Chet Holmes. And I've got the old audio version. The new audio version has the daughter talking in it. I got my domain. I thought that the pressure washing date was teaching now how to pressure wash. It teaches the marketing too. Yeah. So King of Pressure Washing, I don't. So here's how my classes work. All day, one day is either pressure washing and Christmas lights, and the other day is pressure washing Christmas lights. So if Friday's Christmas lights, Saturday or Sunday is pressure washing. If it either way, and I teach some sales in that day there too. But the Saturday is this past Saturday we went for almost 9 hours on just marketing alone. Paul talked about 2 hours in sales. I talked about knowing your disc and your love languages, and I learned on that. And then I teach about 4 or 5 hours on just marketing alone. All the different ways to market and how you can market and the different ways that you can do marketing. You get a full day, you get a whole fire hose of marketing. Just get ready to brush the oxidation. 10X Boot Camp is a 3-day event. It's super good for people who are lost. You charge enough for brushing, it's worth it. But you better charge a lot. Where is the October class located? It is going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina, is where that class will be at. I actually do the Christmas lights too. So closer to 275,000. Thanks for the help. Dude, you're just killing it, bro. Are you from California? No, you're not the one from California, are you? I actually do Christmas lights too. So we got a 21-year-old in here. So closer to 275,000 last year. Thanks for the help. That's 21 years old, right? You can do this. That is awesome. So, you're going to kill it, man. You got big dreams. Dream big is all I got to tell you. Is dream big because you're going to kill it. That is awesome. Do I absolutely need a tank to feed a 5-gallon minute, or can I just hook up to the customer's water? You can hook up to the customer's water with a 5-gallon minute. I know people that have done it that way. Edwin, you are super late. Having problems with reviews on Google not showing up, what can I do? So you can go to Google and call them. Oh, you're from Canada. Canada. That's awesome. You know what? I met another young guy from Canada this weekend, and he's going to be another one that's going to kill it. Having problems with Google reviews, what can I do? So you can call them. If you go to your Google local services, there's a phone number for Google on there, and there's a place that they can help you with those reviews. You can call them, and then there is a place that you can help them with that reviews. Little pressure washing, April 6th. Post has information about Sean Hodges' community help. All right, there you go. I can actually get a 40-foot up and move it by myself, but I've been painting for 30 years, so I have a lot of ladder experience. I'm 5'8" and 165 pounds for roughing, so it can be done. Yep. Google was good for a while, but they're back on their BS. I used LA Totally Awesome on 2 oxidation jobs and had good luck. Just be careful with it because you might make it shinier than what you want it to be. So just be careful with that Alpine. If you use it too strong, it ain't going to be good for you. Again, if you want to go check out KPW Train, you can go check it out. If you want to know when Jason goes live, you can text King, K-I-N-G, to 859-696-1101, and I will text everybody when I go live. And the other thing is King of Pressure Wash. If you want to join the membership, we go live every Zoom calls every Monday night. So it's kind of like a coaching call, and you can learn and grow and with all the other guys. It's a cool little group of people. You can be in there with people like Tristan and Chris and Hallelujah and Rick. You can hear me get on Rick in there. It's fun. I promise you, it's fun. So there you go. Any last questions? What should terms and agreement contract with the customer include before working on their property? Would it help you to protect you in small claims? Well, if you screwed it up, it ain't going to help you in small claims. If you cover your butt, that's going to cover you more than that. You can put it in there, and I know people sell it for how much ever to get more money out of people. But, I mean, they're only as good as the paper that they're on, and it protecting you 100% is probably going to be slim to none. For instance, if you go spray bleach and it gets into koi pond, guess what? You're buying that $100,000 fish. I don't care if you had it in there that you got it in the contract that if we killed any fish that it's not our problem. You're buying the fish, right? You're buying whatever. So just you got to be smart about it. I watch every video on both your channels. Bought 100-yard signs and did $30,000 in last November, shooting for 100,000 this year. Really think going to your class would help me grow. Really think it would help you grow because then you get around other people and then you learn other tricks. And here's the other thing, Nathan, you will learn more now than you would just starting out. So I've had several people. So here's the deal. A lot of my classes lately have been repeats, a lot of them. And I know you might think that's crazy, but a lot of people have come to my pressure washing class, have come back from my Christmas light and permanent lighting class. Now, October probably won't have permanent lighting in it because we got Donovan, and between me and Donovan, it's a lot. We take a lot of time just for the class at that point. So it won't be permanent lighting, but I've had a lot of people come back for just Christmas lights, or they've taken my pressure washing, they come back just for Christmas lights. And so, and even like the one guy, he was one of my first people, and he's like, man, I don't know these guys that are starting out, how they are taking all of that information. He's like, I'm a lost ball in high weeds, and you gave out so much freaking information this time. I'm almost lost. And so it's cool that, I mean, my goal is to give you the information that will help you and understand so you can keep growing. And so that is my goal and the reason why I do what I do. And that's the reason why I do that whole day of nothing but marketing. You know, I know that the pressure washing the Christmas lights, yeah, that's fun, but anybody can do that stuff. It's not rocket science. It's not hard at all to put up Christmas lights. It's not hard to do pressure washing. Is there things that you worry about you don't know yet and it seems like impossible? Sure, but it's not hard. So this is why I do what I do with my trainings of that day of just doing marketing. You know, that is what I want to do. October class, washing and lighting. Yes, it will be. Yes, it will be. Is there any personalized marketing tips at the event? That'd be cool. I mean, I show everything. So, and then if you need a website, go check out King of Marketing. I will be doing some updates on it. My Christmas light site is not done yet. I've been trying to get it done, so that's my goal. Next class is October. No, the next class is in September. September. But the pressure washing class might get canceled for that October yet. I don't know yet. I don't know if I've got anybody signed up for it or not. So that's, if there isn't, it may get canceled. It might just be a Christmas light class. I may have to do something that I have to do that I don't want to, but I may have to do it. Oh, I figured out that bad half and half coffee creamer I had at the hotel Saturday night gave me food poisoning. I was wondering why it was floating in the coffee. That's how I got sick. That sucks, man. That sucks. Rich was late the second day because he was puking his guts out the last day because of it. That stinks, for sure. They should figure it out. So, other than that, I hope you all have a great night. I got to get reading. I got to read my 10 pages tonight. I always wait till the night. I need to start doing it in the morning. I always forget, but this is the only thing I got left to do to do this, and that's what I'm doing. So yes, if you do come to the October one, I'm speaking on getting a PhD in the October class. So that is why you will want to show up too. I don't know who our special guest might be for September, but I do know Chris will be the one in October. So you will learn lots, I promise you. And you know what's cool about these classes? So, for instance, we have people that did $10 million in business. We have people that did over $1 million in business. We have people that did over $500,000 in business. We have people that did $100,000 business. And we have people just starting out doing nothing. And you know what? The networking alone is huge. You get to meet people, talk to other people. A lot of people interchange their phone numbers, And that is huge. That way that you can keep growing, you can keep calling people and keep talking to them. And that is one of the biggest part of why I love these classes. We always usually eat dinner together, we eat lunch together. And so it's where we network, and it is a lot of fun, and you will learn a lot. So, other than that, I hope you all have a great night, and we'll see you all later.